Game by Dak Prescott. That was a stupid throw.
I think you need it.
Stupid throw. What a bad play. Stupid throw. Stupid throw.
Make sure you go in the game.
No.
Now you're about to give him a touchdown. You're giving him a touchdown.
Oh my God, it's only 5:30 left.
This game is over. It's over.
What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Cwboys Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Shout out to everybody that's come in here and being part of the Cwboys Sports Report after a letdown, huge letdown by our Cowboys this past Sunday, and we've got a short week and very little time to get over it because we will be playing, oh lordy, the Eagles in Dallas. Let me say shout out to Angelica Barone. What's up, Angelica? How are you doing tonight? We got the Rams with the first down and picking up 15 yards. We've got Help Miranda, a.k.a. Miss Biscuits. What's up, Miss Biscuits? Twin Digga, our resident Eagle fan here, who is here to troll us as usual, but he's cool people, okay? And if you see Philadelphia, okay, if you see Philadelphia, don't block him, okay? Okay, it's too much damn work, and it's too much whining I have to hear when he gets blocked. Well, I get blocked. I want to be on the show. It's like, oh my God, oh my God. So, yes, Wesley, I have recovered. There's no crying in football. There's no time for tears during the regular season. Let's just hope that we're getting our bad games out the way. Paula Bettis, what's up, Paula Bettis? And let me give a special shout out to all of the channel members there. Ruben Walls, Paula Bettis, Angelica Barone. Let's see, who are the other ones in here? Crazy Corvette. I don't know if he drives a Corvette, but he's definitely crazy, and he definitely likes Corvettes. Help Miranda, a.k.a. Miss Biscuits. Let's see. I'm surprised Twins Digga isn't a channel member because, Lord knows, he's here more than a lot of Cowboy fans are. Let's see. Who else is in here channel member-wise? You guys are the hardcore, real deal, and I can't thank you guys enough as we get here towards the tail end of this year. I appreciate each and every one of you members because you guys have helped this channel grow and do some of the events and things that we have done, and a lot of you guys have become directly like family, and we kind of look out for each other. Kurt Morgan, there's another one of our great members, and even if you're not a member, I appreciate you guys being here, giving the like button, and being subscribers. We are under 300 people to 50,000. Then we got Brian Joseph. What's up, Brian? And Carlton Jenkins, other great members. Brian Joseph, see, I need my glasses on, but see, I can see Brian Joseph has a little Super Bowl trophy in there. That means he's been a member for over a year. I believe that's how it works. I think that's what that one is. I got to look at the symbols and see what they are because you got the Cwboys star, you've got the smiley face, and you got the Joe Barty and everything else. Caramel corn, shout out to Caramel corn. Another. Where's my meats, Mark? We ate them all yesterday. All right, we got 2nd and 17 for Baker Mayfield. Did I say Faker Mayfield? Yeah, I have 2 vets, Mark. Oh, okay, cool. All right, so have you guys gotten over the Cowboys' loss yesterday? You know, there's some things that drive me crazy. I don't know if we're going to have Primetime Phil or Game Time join us. Shout out to them for having a great live stream there. It was funny listening to Game Time because he actually went into a Buffalo Wild Wings. And if you don't know about Game Time lives Dallas Cowboy for life. Shout out to you being a channel member too. Baker Mayfield with a dime downfield with a big first down on 2nd and 17, getting 20 yards. He went to a Buffalo Wild Wings, and he lives out about 30 minutes outside of Philadelphia. That man is Braves. Jalen Hurts won't do shit Saturday. Well, that's true because it's looking like he might miss multiple games with a sprained throwing shoulder. Let's say that again. He's got a sprained. There should be a big sub on Monday. Brian, listen, man. With the big sub on Sundays, I'm getting to have a big belly on Mondays. Okay, so I can't do that every day. I just can't. I just can't. And that sub ain't cheap either. It's like $35 just for the piece of bread. You know, that's a expensive loaf of bread. Not to mention putting about 4 or 5 pounds of meat on that sucker. So that's a 1 day a week thing. I front troll David unless people come my team. I try to be respectful. Well, shout out to you, Twist Digger. We appreciate that because, you know, we got some people that have no manners whatsoever. I mean, just straight up trolls. Now, that was a bad pass by Baker Mayfield. 3rd down and 9. So it's cold in Green Bay right now. And, you know, the Rams are not a cold weather team. It still sings, but getting the playoffs helped. You got the dough, Mark. Psh. You know, I work. This is what's crazy is, you know, a lot of people will look and say, oh, you do YouTube. If you do YouTube like I do, in fact, even if you don't do it like I do, to really be successful, and I'm not saying, oh, there goes Baker Mayfield. Oh, he got it. Oh, and he gets sacked. It's a full-time job, whether you're making money on it or not. It takes a lot of time and effort to learn how to do YouTube. It just does. And it's like anything. If you want to be good at something, you have to put in the time. There is no shortcuts. You always see these things like, you know, get 1,000 subscribers here. You know, quick hack. There are no quick hacks. There are no get-rich-quick schemes. I work hard with YouTube. I work hard with my workshop and building cabinets and custom furniture and stuff. On my truck right now, I've got 800 square feet of laminate flooring that I got to go up to Delaware next week and put down. You know, take up the carpet, put down the flooring. I'll be down on my hands and knees at 57 years old, busting the ass. So if I want my big sub, I got to work and earn it. That's the only way you can do it. Do you think Vegas was calling the shots lately? The season feels scripted, but it could be me. I don't know. Well, it's hard to believe that they wouldn't have some influence. Here's what you want to understand. If you take all 32 teams, and take all of the game revenue from those games, the stadium money, you know, for fans going in there, hot dogs, merchandise, and all that. If you take those 17 games, amazing shade, how sweet the chat. What's up, amazing shade? If you take all of that revenue, right, that they got to put the lights on for, they got to hire employees, they got insurance and everything else. All that money is the same amount of money that they get just from gambling. Do you know what they have to do to get the money from gambling? It's a royalty. That's all they have to do. Put the money in my hand. So you don't think that the gambling industry has no influence? Really? Well, it's all part of the revenue because, you know, the revenue, 48% of all, right, that's the salary cap. Yeah, but you've got 32 owners that get 52% of it. Okay, let me say this again. The way it breaks up is the NFL owners get 52%, the players and the Players Association of the rest of it get 47% or 48%. 48%, yeah. Would suck to lose to the Eagles without Jalen Hurts. Jeff Lee says, what's up, Mike? What's up? What's up? Yes, Alan, we would have been topping on the cake. You know, and here's what sucks. The Green Bay game and the Jacksonville Jaguar games. If you won one of those games or won those two, we could have been in the driver's street. Well, Micah Parsons still had 11 pressures. He still got a sack. But he can't do it on his own.
No, the team is 0-3 when he went on.
There's Primetime. What's up, Primetime, man? Shout out to Primetime and Game Time because they're putting in the work, especially Game Time, going to, like I was saying, to a Buffalo Wild Wings in Eagle territory with the Eagle game on at the same time as the Cowboys. Yeah.
Oh, he dropped it.
That is somebody that gives no Fs. Dallas Cowboy fan for life. What's up? Carlton Jenkins. What's up? Thomas Garrett. What's up, Thomas? Thomas, your print will be going out, I believe, tomorrow. We got your piece ready to go. Lucky Gardenia. What's up? That's another one of our great channel members. Tim Cameron, I definitely think T.Y. Hilton would have caught the ball. Just saying, hell, I could have bodied the ball. Here's the thing. You know, I made an analogy. Today when I was at Floor and Decor picking up some flooring. You can go through, like, let's say you're in a relationship and the relationship ended, right? You could say, well, he or she cheated on me, and so we broke up. And that's an easy way to go ahead and say, well, yeah, she cheated. So, yeah, that's a good reason. But see, you have to understand what led up to the cheating. Now, maybe she was just a person that just liked to cheat. That was just her or his personality. I'm just a dog. I'm just going to go out and get me some strange. Got nothing to do with you. Or it could have been the relationship wasn't working. They weren't getting the attention. That there were other reasons why this end result happened. You follow me? So, we can look at it and say, well, we should have had T.Y. Hilton out there, and or we should have been throwing to Noah Brown.
Yeah, and critical.
Right?
That one's actually really good.
Yeah, you gonna spray it tonight?
Yeah, I'm gonna spray it, but
I'll send it tomorrow. You can look at that and say we should have had those situations, but you're not digging deep enough into the real root of the problem. The real root of the problem is not that we ended up having Noah Brown catch the ball, in that position, or that we didn't have T.Y. Hilton in there. The root of the problem started long before that. The root of the problem started when Jerry Jones figured if I sign Michael Gallup with the coming back from injury, I can get me a discount and I can go ahead and get rid of Amari Cooper and save me some money. I can also let Cedric Wilson go because I don't need him. I can just draft a guy. That's the root of the problem that led to, if it was a relationship, cheating. Now we're scrambling, trying to say, let's get, James Washington's been injured on the field. Let's get T.Y. Hilton on the field. Let's sign Odell Beckham. Okay, you're trying to fix the symptoms. You're now going to the marriage counselor after you'd already screwed up. And chances are, if by the time you go to the marriage counselor, the relationship's probably dead on arrival. How many times do you go to a marriage counselor and it ends up being that it saves? I'm curious what the success rate is. Right? What's up, Stacy Schubert? Ooh. And Aisha Robinson. Aisha, what's up, Aisha? How you doing? Shout out. Tonight is Members Recognition Night. I want to make sure I recognize all the channel members because I really and truly appreciate each and every one of you guys, as well as you ladies, for all that you do. So, have I ever met? Yes, I've met Bob Lilly. I've got Bob Lilly's autograph on the pickup truck up there, Mr. Cowboys. Mark, I know we lost, but you keep going with those big subs, brother. Oh, I'm going to. Don't worry. We got to follow it through for the season on the big subs. I mean, that is you should have at least tried to fix the relationship, right? Yes, you should try and fix the relationship. But here's the thing. Why wait till the relationship's on the rocks? Why not try and do everything you can to make sure there's not a problem? See, and this goes back to Sheila Neal. What's up, Sheila? Boom. E. Brown, we weren't going to pay Coop, plus there seems to be a disconnect in the locker room. Yeah, I understand what you're saying on that, but you can't go through and say, yeah, I got CeeDee Lamb who's going into his third year, and we'll hopefully get Michael Gallup back 100% to start the season. And we'll get a third-round drafted wide receiver, and he'll play just as good as everybody else. That was John Jones. What's up, John Jones? Sugar Daddy Williams. Shout out to Sugar Daddy. Nathan Tran. Mark, I think the Cowboys threw the Jags game for a possible easier seed position. Didn't help us any. Us winning wouldn't have changed our seeding position except maybe to get the Eagles, which would have been the number one seed. We've been better off getting that than. But be that as it may. That was what led to our problem there, to some degree. Now, it's hard to fault the offense. It's hard to fault the offense when over the course of the last 3 games, you're averaging like 35 points a game. It's hard to look at the offense and say, you guys lost the game when you're scoring 35 points a game. Is anybody else with me, or am I crazy? I hope that I hope Primetime and Game Time join me, because what's up, Gina Thorne? Shout out to Gina. The Reaper. You want to lose to face the 49ers? Heck no, that's not true. Kellen Moore doesn't know how to create separation in his play calling. True. Cough, cough, Amari Cooper. Yes. But here's where I'm still mystified, okay? This is what drives me crazy, okay? You know, I'm this guy. I'm the 12 personnel guy. Last year, going down the stretch, Rodgers gets sacked. Boom. 3rd and goal, gets sacked. I'm the guy who believes in 12 personnel. And yes, I'm kind of dusty. I've been working in the workshop and getting the stuff ready for you guys. I'm the Mr. 12 personnel guy. Going down the stretch and into the 49er game, we just stopped doing 12 personnel. Something that worked. And I know I've explained it a million times, but here's the thing about 12 personnel. Your tight ends can block, and they can catch. Your tight ends can block, and they can catch. Our offensive line is having problems pass blocking. So when you end up having Dalton Schultz out wide, and you have 3 wide receivers in there, you're showing that we are going to pass, and you end up passing the football. And you have 5 offensive linemen, some of which are not that experienced and not that good, that you're getting pressure on your quarterback. And then you're putting out there receivers that aren't game changers, that aren't getting separation. So you're handicapping yourself by putting inferior pass catchers out there that can't get separation. You're letting the defense know we're doing a pass play, and you're having a minimal. Oh, damn, Primetime. I thought I texted it to y'all. Hold on. Wait, Primetime, I thought I sent it to you guys. Damn, I'm getting old and forgetful. There you go, Primetime. I swear I thought I sent it. Hawks fan. Uh-oh, snap. Uh-oh, we got a new one. Shout out to Hawks fan, a new channel member. Woohoo! Hawks fan. If you go to the community tab, there is a link in there for channel members only to go to our Thrive site. So that way we can get you, since you're a super fan, not only a shot glass, you get to get a squeeze football because, you know, there's a lot of stress here with the Cowboys. Janet Rogers. What's up, Janet? Boom. And DT. What's up, DT? And wait. There's Miss Hot Sauce. What's up, Miss Hot Sauce? I'm burning for you. Dirt Nasty. What's up, Dirt Nasty? I got so many channel members in here showing so much love. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Okay, so my problem with us not using Peyton Hendershot. Let me pull up Peyton Hendershot's statistics here, too. Because if you remember yesterday, Peyton Hendershot got a touchdown pass, 20 yards. 20 yards. He played 17 plays, and he got a touchdown pass. So you look at 12 personnel. You can do so many things out of 12 personnel. Mike and Linda, what's up? Mike and Linda. You can do so many things out of 12 personnel, like run the football with numbers. You can end up going empty backfield and actually using them as wideouts. And I dare say Peyton Hendershot is just as good as some of our wide receivers. Am I crazy on that one? If primetime comes in, I'm going to ask him if I'm crazy. Let's see. Peyton Hendershot so far. Okay. He's got a 9.4 yard average on the few passes that he's been sent to. Against the Eagles, he had 2 catches for 22 yards. He's got 3 touchdowns. So he's able to do some things when given time. But he only got 17 plays yesterday. Do you think we're not better putting Peyton Hendershot in there along with Dalton Schultz and running 12 personnel and being able to run the football downhill and then play action? Because the problem, again, with lining up with 4 and 5 wideouts, 4 guys wide, they know you're passing. You're not surprising them. They're countering it. Play action doesn't work when you got 4 wideouts. Heck, I'll take the heck with it. I'll take a shower later. All right. What's up, Alan Williams? So that's my whole thing. I'm chilling out. How are you? Got to get TY going. 12 personnel. Yeah, we basically ran it about 17 times yesterday out of 75. But that's not the whole problem. I joked on Primetime and Game Time's channel that we went from doomsday defense to our defense dooming us right now. Ed Too Tall Jones said, Tom Landry said, if we can hold a team to 17 points, we'll win. There you go. And he said, we're going to hold them to 0. We can't keep giving up points like we have the last couple of games. We can't continue to give up points like we have the last couple of games and think that we're going to be able to do something. We just can't. Our pass rush has not been good of late. We got 1 sack in the last 2 games. I know people want to just point and say Dak sucks. Just change, get Dak. And I'm like, who you getting? We can't get a receiver right now. How you getting a quarterback? I mean, seriously. And there we go. Yay. 3-0 Packers right now. Oh, I don't even have, forgive me, I don't have the scoreboard on. Let me make sure I put. All right. Dak has played like ass today.
What the hell, Dak? Put Cooper in the game. Put Cooper in the game. Put Cooper in the game.
Wow, man.
You gonna play like ass, Dak? Put Cooper in the game.
Okay.
Put Cooper in the game.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's some people's figure, you know, that they figured, oh, if we just put Cooper Rush in the game, then we would have won yesterday because Dak, you know, he threw that pick 6 interception and he sucks, right? What's up, Prime Time, man? How you doing?
What's going on, Mark?
Oh man, I'm trying to feel better about what happened yesterday.
After our little broadcast, I feel a little bit better because once you start kind of
wait. What are you talking about, little broadcasts? That shit was not little. That shit was good, man.
I appreciate that, man. We're definitely pushing up. I like it. I like where we're going. So I appreciate your support, man. Thank you.
You know, Game Time. You know, he's like a little pit bull, man. He's up there in Buffalo Wild Wings and Eagles territory, basically talking shit and taking names and stuff and risking his life. I guess they don't know that he's a mailman and could go postal at any moment.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. If you knew his background, kind of thing, it's because.
I've been killing the offense and Kellen Moore.
I've been on that.
But here's the problem. But it's like. I actually had kind of a deja vu moment, kind of like I did with my son and my daughter when they were kids. Okay, we were, my son and daughter, they're like 5 and 7 or something like that. They're in the backyard, we're playing. I've got a garden and stuff, and my daughter goes, "Dad, he's taking my dirt." And I jump up and I'm like, "Michael, what is wrong with you? Why are you taking her?" And I'm just looking around and there's dirt everywhere. Are you kidding me? We're fighting over dirt. Is that what we are, right? And I'm sitting here with Dak Prescott, and Kellen Moore and the play calling and, all the stuff that we could do better.
Yeah, turnovers.
But after 22 points a game with Cooper Rush, we are third in the NFL in scoring offense and moving up constantly. Over the last 3 games, we've averaged 34.8 points a game. Tom Landry used to teach the guys, if you hold a team to 17 points, we'll win.
Yeah.
We're saying that 34.8 points a game is not enough to win? And we're yelling only at the offense?
No, you hear a lot of the Cowboy Nation yelling at the offense. Because obviously you look at the plays that weren't made, and one of them being a big one that changes the course of the game, and you understand. But when you kind of take a step back and you look at the bigger picture, you realize that this defense couldn't stop them. They just, by the end of it, there were some times where obviously this offense kind of puts this defense in a bad position, but at the same time, it's just. This defense looked pretty bad because, hey, we got a lot of injuries along that defense. There's a lot of guys that haven't played. Kelvin Joseph looked, to us, looked like Kelvin Joseph because,
he looks bad.
Nobody really had faith going into the game. In the next couple of games, hey, okay, you leave him out there just to get playing time to kind of see if maybe he'll develop. But, you can't really hang your hat on that one.
Well, and unfortunately for him, he's in the perfect storm to look bad. People will say, well, Diggs is not having a good season this year. What happened to all the interceptions? He's locking down one side of the field, and teams are saying, why go over there when there's easy pickings over there with Kellen Joseph? He will get picked on even more now. And it's at this point, to me, a lot of it, I think, is confidence. He bid on that play, and boom, stopped and went, and boom, there it goes, touchdown. Well, and that's a big problem.
Game plan. That means you just have to game plan for that weakness. If you gotta put somebody kind of in that area underneath, and maybe a safety that's kind of more to that side. Yeah, it adjusts, but it's better than giving up those big deep passes. I think this is where Dan Quinn needs to kind of do his thing, because obviously we have a lot of shortcomings within the. We're going again. Our second and third corners are out for the season.
Yeah.
It's these are guys that we're just trying to see if they're gonna Kelvin Joseph was supposed to be that guy, but with no playing time at all for the time that he's been here, it's just you don't have anything. He's not learning anything. He's making mistakes. We got to remember that corner is a very tough position in the NFL.
Right.
And these guys that are running against them are 4.2, 4.5s. They know where they're going. And they're trying to trick you into that. So that is a tough position, but again, he's when in the average, he doesn't even look average. So
yeah, right, he's not. And the thing is, it's like I don't know where D-Law is. We heard a couple weeks ago that he believes his foot is still fractured from last year where the plate is in, and he's playing like he's on a fractured foot. We're not seeing a whole lot from him. Micah did have 11 pressures yesterday, but he does not look like the defensive player of the year right now. I think that's beginning to slip away. I think he's
heal up.
Yeah. Dorrance Armstrong, he's he unfortunately he's not lost for the year, but he's definitely nicked up. Dante Fowler has
LVE.
all but LVE. Thank goodness. Ooh, Aaron Rodgers with the bad pass.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me Aaron Rodgers throws an interception? I thought only Dak Prescott throws interceptions and bad passes. I thought all we needed is Aaron Rodgers and we're winning the Super Bowl. You know what drives me crazy is you wouldn't imagine how many emails and text messages I get from people that just say, Dak just doesn't get it. Dak can't find receivers. Dak's accuracy is so bad and everything else. Everybody was literally killing Dak on that throw.
No.
And
yeah, because it's score box guys a lot of the times. They just look at the score box at the end and they can dictate what exactly.
Oh, Dak Prescott, because if you don't actually understand football, Dak Prescott throws a pick six. No, a pick six would be look at Matthew Stafford's highlights last year. Those are pick sixes when you're throwing right to the defensive back and they're running it all the way back.
When Neil O'Donnell on him.
Yeah, there you go. But that wasn't on Dak Prescott. Sorry.
No,
it should,
I don't think either one of them were.
The thing that's crazy on that game is there were so many things that went wrong that if only one of them didn't, we don't lose the game. But every single one of them went wrong. From they were sitting there, it was third down. I was like, please run the ball. Because that felt like Jason Garrett, the catch, no catch. It's 4th and 1. Let's go for it all. Let's throw a bomb. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, I was complaining on the broadcast that, it went through 3 different levels before it got to the field. And then the choice you went with was not like, okay, Gallup, yes, we can complain that he disappears.
At least go to CD.
But at least somebody that can do sideline type stuff is not our 4th or 5th receiver on the roster. I mean, don't get me wrong, he wasn't playing like he was the 4th or 5th receiver. But again,
game's on the line.
This is where our playmakers, that's what we need to game plan that around, CD should be running that route. If you're going to be going to that dump underneath kind of, that whole situation, it should have again, I jump on Kellen more.
Yeah. Kellen Moore, jeez. That's one of those things. It's like Jekyll and Hyde. I almost feel like, and maybe this is a carryover from the Jason Garrett era. It seemed like when there's not pressure, you're great. But when you start getting in those pressure-filled moments, all of a sudden you forget everything. Mm-hmm. And you just go back to, let's just throw the ball.
Too much. Yeah.
And if you look at this team and say, are we better off running the football or throwing the football with our offensive line? Right now, I got to say we're actually better off running the football. I got to say we're better off with 12 personnel. I'm afraid our receivers don't put the fear in anybody. It's like when Kmart and Sears are both going downhill and losing money, right? They decided, let's merge together and we'll be a great company together. No, you're not. You're just 2 losing companies that are now just one big loser company. And that's kind of like when we put out 4 wideouts. You're not, just because you're putting more guys out there that can't get open doesn't mean now that they're going to get open. It doesn't work that way.
I don't mind the wide receivers if you're going to draw it out to spread out the defense to run the ball. There's situations that he's not taking advantage of as well too. I mean, he's not setting anything up. He's just whipping things out in different situations. It's just like a little kid playing Madden.
Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason to it.
Yeah, exactly. What are you doing? What are you doing calling a fake punt? It's just there's a lot of stuff that goes along with this. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some plays in there that he draws up that are really good. But again, unless you're Mike McCarthy making those calls, I'm not saying that he would make but he does have a history of making those calls at least in better situations. Where Kellen Moore, he just has a reputation of going the opposite way. So
yeah, but I could be fine if I don't see this offense right now, an empty backfield in 4 wideouts. I would be okay if I don't see that anymore, because to me that tells defense we can pin our ears back. They're passing. We're going after Dak Prescott with that offensive line that can't hold up. You need extra people back there to help with this pass rush. And a lot of these picks that Dak Prescott has is because, A, the wide receivers aren't getting any separation.
And the protection.
They are not getting, I mean, listen, every pass has got somebody draped on them. So you got this much space to get the ball in. The second thing is we're getting beat on the outside on the pass rush. So now Dak is having to throw around people or getting hit as he's throwing the football, which also lead to interceptions.
Yeah, I agree. There's nothing to argue with there. You are definitely right. Those are all problems. I mean, and again, with all those problems, again, there's turnovers that whether somebody's not doing their blocking assignment right or whether somebody's not coming up with a pass, they still had a chance to win the game. And I mean, again, I was a little bit, I had to push out that they had a fourth passing offense, the fourth best passing offense. Their offense was, 10th in the league. So it was, it's just their defense was going to allow stuff. So obviously our offense should be scoring. So I'm happy that at least the offense is scoring. It's not like they're struggling as well, too. So there's a lot of positives as well. This team definitely has at least a chance. They're in the playoffs. There's, this team, we don't know where they're going to be in a couple of weeks. Hopefully they rest some people since, can you really go up? Can you go down? It's just you're in a position where you're most likely going to be that fifth seed. So
you're not the chances of going up are very, very nil. Les Gardner Minshew is just really, really bad, and Hurts is gone for all three games, which could be conceivable.
You never know. But, I mean, the NFL is the NFL, but again, this Cowboys has had that roller coaster. Will it peak back up? That's going to be the question.
Well, just look at, we almost got beat by a team with one win, and yesterday still no rings with this. Well, but hold on. But see, here's the sad thing.
I'm not.
No. Here's the sad thing, though. That same team that everybody's killing us for. Did you see what the Kansas City escaped from that same team? Right? Kansas City barely beat that same team this week.
Yeah, when they point out the stats, see, they're like, oh, Dak has 17 touchdowns with 11 interceptions. That's pretty average. Well, have you looked at those interceptions? Is it all on him? Is he just throwing those to straight people and he's like, I don't see anyone? Or is there people getting knocked in? Is there people not catching the ball and it's popping out? So, I mean, you can't just put stats out there and go, well, this is it.
Well, here's but they don't also point out, but with those interceptions, they're the third highest scoring offense.
Yes, all that
here's the thing that's funny too is last year when we were scoring all those points, they said because it was garbage time because they were playing bad teams and blowing them out and this, that, and the other, right? Yeah, that ain't the case this year.
Well, man, we got a lot of injuries right now, a lot of injuries, and they got to overcome it. And so this is the point where, I'm just curious to see what happens in the next couple of games. I want to rest people. I want to see, it sucked. Yeah, you rest them. They're not warmed up for the playoffs. Well, right now they're not effective, at not 100%. So I'd rather take that gamble and get them 100% for the playoff. And hopefully you have an elite Parsons going into the playoffs instead of, the one that's kind of hobbling a little bit, still getting doubled and triple teamed and held on a lot of plays. So.
And not only that, getting hit in the head. I mean, he made a great point about when he got the fumble. This guy dives right for his neck in the pile. Guy literally dove and right there his neck. It's like, you protect the quarterback. What about me?
Yeah. What's up, Brian?
There we go.
What's going on?
We got the pit bull.
Brian,
I was listening to you going into Buffalo Wild Wings there, man, in enemy territory.
Man, I got worked
talking
up.
Shit, man, and taking names.
I was quiet, but I was surrounded by a lot of Dallas fans because I guess everybody, it's not on national TV for us. We all flocked there, and they were getting loud, and I was just minding my own business. But I finally said, "It's a wrap." As soon as
he Matt Hasselbeck that bitch.
Yeah. I basically
we're gonna get the ball. We're gonna score.
I Orlovsky'd myself. I ended up running out the back of the end zone. Then we had to do the walk of shame.
But here's the thing that's funny. Now again, we lost this week, okay, which feels the same way as when we won last week against the Texans. And Brian, I was pointing out that Kansas City was losing to the Texans there, and basically, got out of that one, barely got out of that one, and they also lost to the Colts early in the season. But nobody's talking about that today. Nobody's talking about that
story,
the Bears.
Man. Nobody wants to hear that shit.
But the Bears, without two of their wide receivers and one of the running backs, that the Eagles barely survived that game. Right?
Man, that's frustrating. Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right.
Everything is Dak Prescott's pick 6 loses to the Jaguars. And I'm kind of like, is that really a pick 6?
They're not doing their homework, and they're being lazy, or they're just trolling. One of the two. But either way, it's wrong. Dak played a great game yesterday. I'm sorry to tell people that. He did. He played a great game.
Jessica, can you come up to what? My house?
Kathy Starnes, how are you?
The tailgate? What are you talking about? Can you come up? Yes, we're in the playoffs, but we're going to lose to the Bucs of the 4. Did you see Did you see Tom? Here's the thing: Tom Brady had 4 interceptions yesterday. Did anybody talk about that today? Anybody?
Here's the thing: I think we can lose to anybody, but I think again, Brian said on the broadcast, we can beat anybody as well. Too.
That's the difference.
Yeah,
people want to. They always want to harp on. Well, you could lose to anybody.
Anybody can lose to anybody.
Who was going to want to play up? Well, listen, I don't have a problem with much yesterday, other than, once we started getting some injuries, Kellen had to kind of change a little bit, as well as Dan Quinn. But I don't think you can't fault Kellen. Like Mark, you had said, we're averaging, the 3rd most points in the league? I mean,
in climbing, okay.
How bad?
We're only averaging 3/10. Okay, 0.3 of a point less than Kansas City.
It's more of a situational deal, as well as our defense. It's like you play with fire, you're going to get burned eventually. We got burnt yesterday. You can only keep the games close. I think what ultimately, I want our defense to shut them down, but we had some injuries. They were playing this very smart. We were undisciplined like we've been. Like we brought up, like Phil brought up, where was D-Law yesterday?
D-Law, Dante Fowler.
Yeah, but I mean,
all these guys.
Yeah. Where were they? Because Parsons was getting chipped, double teamed, just like on the offense. Where was everybody other than CeeDee Lamb? Because CeeDee Lamb was getting double teamed and triple teamed. They were taking him away in the second half, or at least trying to. And shout out to Noah Brown. He had a great game up until the point where he lost the game, basically. Sorry, but and then I don't know if you heard, he didn't address the media.
He didn't. He put it on Instagram. Basically, it's all on me.
Okay.
It was black background. It's all on me. My chin is still up and my chest is still out.
Okay, that's good. I mean, but especially in Dallas, if it's good, you're gonna get the praise. When it's bad, you got to give Dak credit. You got to give Michael Parsons credit. You got to give Zeke Elliott credit. These are all guys who come out and open their mouth when they don't do good and say they face up to the music. Wow, what about Parsons? Are you on the side where he needs to keep his mouth shut?
Who, me?
Yeah.
If you're gonna talk the talk, then walk the walk. If you're gonna talk,
I agree. I think he needs to stop talking about the Eagles because they're gonna.
Yeah, especially. I mean, if you're gonna talk about the Eagles, talk about the week of the Eagles.
Right.
Stay focused in on the team we're playing.
Yeah, it seemed like they were looking ahead.
Like really 2 weeks ahead too. It wasn't that good. And
but to Parsons' defense, he was asked a question in a sitting, and those comments were taken out of context. He also said that they're great. They're a great team. He said a lot of other things.
Yeah.
But of course, they pick and choose what they want to run with. So
right, and again, that's the cherry pick. The thing that kills me is we lost that game as a team all the way around. Okay, everything, coaching. Special teams. I don't think made any major mistakes, but coaching, the offensive line,
cramping.
well, I'm not going to blame the water boys. They did a good job getting the bottles out there, but the defense not being able to stop him and stuff. To me, that was the way it is. But in the end,
respect the waters.
Everybody's pointing at Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
And if we're averaging,
they're waiting to do it.
If we're averaging 30-some points a game and losing, how much more do you expect our team to do? We're scoring more points than Buffalo. Listen, we're scoring more points than Buffalo. We're scoring more points than Cincinnati. We're scoring more points than all these than the Minnesota Vikings. All these teams, everybody talks about how great they are, and Dak's not a good enough quarterback like those guys. He's scoring more points than those guys.
We put a complete game together once this year. And Minnesota, and you saw a 40-3 was about as impressive as you could get. That's pretty much the best they could play this year.
Yeah.
And the worst I would say would probably be the first game of the year, which is, and then probably the second half yesterday. I'm good. I think, everybody's going to have injuries. I just want everybody to understand that there's still 3 games left to play. Things happen. We didn't lose. Yeah. Thank God we didn't lose Armstrong or Van Der Esch for the playoffs. That's very encouraging. After it is what it is. We're flirting with death, and it finally came back to get us.
Well,
I don't think you can say anybody played bad except individuals. I thought we scored enough points to win.
Yeah,
we got to stop in overtime. We got the ball. We were driving, and then Noah Brown. But that's why I think where the game was lost was when we got the turnover. We got a field goal instead of getting a touchdown.
Yeah.
We got the ball down at the 4-yard line. We ended up getting a field goal instead of a touchdown. You said, well, we scored X amount of points. It obviously wasn't enough. So we need to have a 60-minute mentality. Don't look at the scoreboard.
What's
just
up?
Go get them.
Here's the thing. When I'm looking at this game that we're on right now, you got
you,
Green Bay.
Thank you.
You got Green Bay and the Rams going off, and do you look at both of their defenses going, oh my God, they're if either one of these quarterbacks, whether it's Aaron Rodgers or Baker Mayfield, does something at the end, they're going to get all the credit in the world.
Of course, yeah.
It's like even if they throw in interceptions, it's a little different.
So all right, so whoa. I want to rewind that. So what happens? I can't remember.
What happens with what? The playoff picture?
So what's the playoffs look like now?
They're still the same at the moment.
So
Washington is still the 7th seed because they have that tie with the Giants. They're half game ahead of Seattle, so they don't have any margin for error. You've got the other teams, the Lions and Seattle chasing behind them. So if they keep winning, they're okay. If they lose, then one of those other ones can slip in. Now, here's where it's really interesting is actually with Tampa Bay at 6-8, is everybody else in the division is 1 game behind them.
Right.
And, Tampa Bay,
Go New Orleans.
Huh?
Go New Orleans.
New Orleans? Well, I think Carolina's already beat them
because
once.
that would screw the Eagles with their first-round pick.
Well, yeah, that's true, too. Yeah, that would be nice.
That's all I'm looking at. Sorry, people.
That would be nice.
Go from a top 5 pick to a, 18, 19? If you win a division, I'll take it.
Right. But, it's so funny that we're focused in on Dak Prescott and that pick 6. Yes. Tom Brady's got 4 turnovers yesterday. That team is just Kansas City. Dogfight with the Texans, right? Yeah. And the Eagles with the Bears. So anything is possible. Jessica says, Jalen's not hurt. Y'all believe that lie if you want to. I don't know about that. I watched that game, and he's been getting hit for a while. I've actually been saying for a while. Eagle fans took me and said, oh, you're just wishing that he gets hurt. I said, no, dude. I said, here's the thing. You can't keep taking all the hits
I've been
like
saying that for a month.
He
now.
is the third most hit quarterback in the NFL. And look at Lamar Jackson. And he squats 700 pounds.
Look at Justin Fields.
Justin Fields, man.
Jackson.
And even Josh Allen, who runs quite a bit too, is nicked up.
He's 6'8", so he can get away with a little more.
And I'm just like, y'all better worry about it because he will take hits.
The force of the hit. It's the force of the hit that has a way more weight behind it.
There's something going on with that shoulder / collarbone because I heard.
Yeah.
So what is it? Do we know yet, or we don't know?
They said sprained shoulder. First, it was like his play for the Cowboy game could be in doubt. Then it could be that he could miss the rest of the regular season. Quite frankly,
I want to know what shoulder.
It's throwing shoulder. Throwing shoulder.
Wow.
Yes. That's not going away.
Now, they will, of course, have the bye week, so, he's got...
Maybe. Mm-hmm. And remember, we're not catching them, but Minnesota can. Minnesota's only 2 behind them.
But they own the tiebreaker against them.
Yeah, but I know, but they're only 2 behind them as opposed to we're 3 behind them.
Yeah, but we play them. If we beat them, then, basically, we'd have to win out and they'd have to lose their 3.
No, I'm not saying for us. I'm saying for Minnesota to get the number 1 overall, which is possible. They're only 2 behind the Eagles. That's all I was saying. Wouldn't that be funny?
Vibrating Heart says, I'll believe it when I see that. Brian SoCal, what's up, man? How are you doing? Eagles are going to keep using Hurts for runs. Oh, wow. Throwing shoulder. Yeah. But, I think I saw the play that he went because he kind of
he got drove into that
to the ground on there. So, I don't think, Jessica, that's some bullshit. I think he actually is.
Did you see his face? He's been looking like that a lot. And he knows how to take a hit. Okay.
That's that Tony Romo hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why, I heard, I was reading an article, before I went on with Phil, they were saying that they really didn't come out and say nothing until Vegas got the hint. Vegas got tipped off first or something because the line jumped to 2 and then it went to 6. It was, it started out at 3 in the offseason and it was 3 for the whole leading up. And then it went down to 1.5 a week ago. And now it went to 2 and then it went to 6. So the line is at Dallas -6 now. And then the Eagles felt obligated to come out this early. They didn't have to, say, "Oh well, Hurts might be out." But then I
just think it's a smart move on them. They don't need to play him, so I wouldn't play.
Yeah, that's why I think it could be more serious than just his shoulder. I think it could be possibly his collarbone involved too. I'm not saying it's cracked, but it could be really bruised or, I think it's that whole area. That's what they were saying. I saw that hit and I looked at my son. I'm like,
That's the stuff that we were talking about. We're running quarterbacks. Nothing against him, but, that's why Dak is hesitant about running.
Did you see
because
Dak's
he went through
hit?
a big injury.
He flew his feet up. That was a weird looking hit. Where he kind of flew himself up just so he didn't get caught in the kind of got hit from the side.
Okay. Well, Dr. Jessica said deep tissue is really sore but not badly hurt. Yeah, you could say that, but I'm going to tell you, though, when you have a sore throwing shoulder, you can't throw as well. And you can ice that thing up. You can shoot that thing up. It's not the same. You can go ahead. I tell you, it's like having tendonitis, which is kind of like a soft tissue type of an injury. I guess you could kind of say that. But you can look at how bad Matthew Stafford was with those kinds of injuries.
I would look at the defense that Chicago played, other than the 0 look where he ran for the touchdown.
Yeah.
You don't ever run that defense against them.
It's like you got to keep somebody in the middle just because of Jalen Hurts.
They were confusing Hurts because he threw 2 horrible interceptions.
Yeah.
Not even in the same zip code as the receiver. So that was like, if that was Dak, that would be like, oh my God, look at this. Dak had 2 INTs. One, Peters got manhandled so bad that he was pushed into Dak.
Jersey Mike 89 says maybe Dak should start using his legs more and maybe he'll be considered an MVP.
Well, it would open things up.
It would open
but I
things
don't
up
know
some.
about
Yes.
I don't know about MVP talk.
Dak is not like Justin Fields running. He is not like Jalen Hurts running.
But I
Dak
would
is
like
more
to
like a
see-
linebacker running. Okay, not real fast.
Yeah, like I was telling Phil, I'd like to see though. I don't care what play you call. Get to the line of scrimmage. If you see a zero look like Hurts had, why would you play that against Hurts? If you see that, then
He's going.
You need to run, Dak, and that'll just keep the defense like, oh my God, we can't really do that. I don't want to seem to hurt, but I think that's just going to help Dak and the team by doing a few of those. That's all. Get down, though. That's all. Get down. You don't have to get every little yard.
Mm-hmm.
So
Once Philly started running, they were fine. Rhonda, Dak will get judged for playoffs, not the regular season champs. Okay. It's still, sorry. It's a team sport. Sorry. It just is. You can't say, you know what, I'm not even going to argue. I just get tired of it.
yeah,
Because it's just like endlessly.
Well, there's plenty of quarterbacks that went through.
Here it is. The offense
let's say we
scores
jump in that
34
thing.
points, and
we look at Dan
and
Marino
it's
and
like
go,
Dak
oh my
Prescott
God, it was
sucks.
terrible.
right.
You know, do we look at all these guys that didn't win that? And I mean, it's just again, they jump on a stat, they run with it, and that's the basis of my whole thing. They'll never be MVP. Like, well, I mean, Lamar Jackson. Look, I mean, how many times is he considered MVP? What has he done? You know, with that running
One
style
playoff
quarterback and everything. Even when they put weapons around him, I love Lamar Jackson. I think he's amazing. Definitely another element to the game. But we're talking about, when we're talking about Dak running, we're not talking about Dak needs to run so he's MVP candidate. No, we're talking about it because we're trying to open up the offense that we're struggling in. We're seeing our shortcomings, and we want to amplify on that. Not, hey, we're the best in the league. We're the
no. I just want teams to have to pay for playing certain defenses against us.
Yeah,
they're just assuming Dak is going to sit in the pocket. I think that limits Dak. So I'm not.
He's better on bootlegs. He's better out of the pocket.
Yeah.
And with your offensive line not being able to hold up well, you're better off moving the pocket.
Yeah. Did you hear my numbers? They were talking about. I heard Brian Broaddus say that with Jason Peters at right tackle, we were averaging 3.2 yards per play. With Tyron Smith at right tackle, we were averaging 6.1 yards per play.
And I can believe that. Because I could see a couple plays in there where Jason Peters can get in guys' way, but he can't move very quickly.
Yeah, and he can get beat. Mm-hmm. You know,
he's 40 years old.
He's a defensive tackle.
Yeah,
he's 40 years old.
Eyebrows.
Yeah, exactly. Put him in there, the tree trunk. Yeah.
And Tyron Smith playing his first game at right tackle.
What do I do? What do I do in here, man? Just sit there.
Here you go.
Yeah,
he'll get better.
Tyron he's going to be good.
I think he'll get better. He'll definitely get better.
They all but said that he's going to get most of the snaps. He was on a pitch count. You know.
Kathy
that's what happens when this team kind of does that. They,
one.
Oh, we're going to hold you back, so you hold yourself back. What are you holding that roster spot? You know, we're just trying to ease people in the game. You know, like you got your own analytics over here. I don't want to run him so many percentages and bonus. I don't know what you're doing, man. It's like I understand. Hey, we don't want to strain him too much, but if he's, it depends on how he feels. It depends on how the game's going. I mean. So, I mean, when people struggle, this is the game plan that we're talking about. We need to adjust. And so that's what you're talking about with Kellen Moore.
Prescott is not competent to run with the ball. Man, I've seen him, whether it's the playoff game against Seattle where he had to go get a first down, and he got a first down, and, we ended up winning that game. I think that I underestimate that.
I believe that drive against the Texans, where he was 6 of 7 on there. I think he had a 9 and a 6 yard run in that drive.
Yeah, I'm not asking him to drop back, like run all the time.
Not run like Jalen Hurts is running.
Yeah, I just want him to take advantage when it's there. That's all. That loosens things
I'm
up.
watching Gumby drink a beer.
You're watching Gumby drink a beer?
On
What?
the one with the Mannings, I
Oh,
guess
okay.
they went to the crowd and they had a guy is wearing a Gumby thing, and obviously he has to get into his
Oh,
mouth, so he's
jeez.
going through his eyeball.
Oh,
It just looks
God.
wrong.
That sounds crazy.
You know how the Mannings are, always rooting for the offenses.
All right, so what are y'all thinking about this week? I know it's early for the mailman to have his delivery, but it is a short week here.
Delivery's been sucking lately, but I still think I had the right side, man. You saw that score at halftime of that game. Yeah, we started out third quarter, but we ended up. I mean, we should have won the
Got it
game.
in our own way. Yep.
Yeah, I just think it was just one of those freak games that we go to overtime, we lose the toss, we stop them, we get the ball, we're driving, and then perfect throw by Dak. That's what cracks me up. That's the narrative. But what do I
Perfect
feel?
throw.
Without Hurts, I think we can win the game. With Hurts, I don't think we were winning. I was prepared to, even though the line was scaring me. Why was it still
Because
-2?
that offense goes with the running quarterback.
He had one
That's just
against the
how it goes.
Texans, East Side.
It's okay. It's just like a Chicago Bears offense. They go with the running style quarterback.
I don't think Hurts is playing, so
It's his
I
strength,
think
so.
we can win the game. I think if we can't win that, then I mean, they're going to come. Eagles are going to be fired up. Make no mistake.
I just think it's what's at stake for us where we're putting people in. I think that also. I mean, as much as you're focusing on what they don't or what they're going to have or not have, it's just like, are they playing to get a better positioning? No. Are they playing to get a worse positioning? No. I think they're playing to. By this point, shouldn't your strategy be to get people healthy? And yeah, you're like, they need to be in there for playing. Well, they need to be healthy because again, if
Are you talking us or them?
I'm talking about us. I'm talking about
Yeah, I
Cowboys.
think we need to
Cowboys can
play.
only control what the Cowboys can control.
Yeah, I think we need to
this is
play to get our act together.
I
think we need to get on a roll of
100%
some
people.
sort.
Yeah, we get some confidence back again.
Yeah, we can't.
Well, that's where you need to get some of these young guys play. I mean, where's Jabril Cox? Let's get him in here.
That's
get
what we
him
were
some
talking
reps.
about.
Let's
I
get
think. Sorry to say, Mark. I think that Washington game, you're going to see a lot of young people, which is fine.
Yeah.
Because it is what it is. I'm curious to see. Let's get some of these corners in.
I still like our chances. I really still like our chances. I think Brian was saying that as well too. And you pointed it out. It's like we can, a lot of people, you can lose to any team. Well, again, we can beat any team. This defense can turn on. This, we do have a coaching staff. There's times where they get in their own way and stuff, but I've seen them come out in the second half and adjust really well more times than they've gotten behind. So I mean, I like the pattern in that sense. So that's where I hang my hat on.
I would hope that our offensive scheme would look at how teams are playing us and be ready for the playoffs. We need to be able to have answers on offense and defense, like the way that Jacksonville played us. We need to have an answer for that.
We gotta learn how to stop the run.
Yeah, but
the run is
they're
killing
getting undisciplined. These guys need to stop worrying about the effing sack. Stop worrying about trying to go after the damn quarterback every play. I understand you want to, but you gotta be disciplined. That's what the issue is going on. You have to be disciplined. That and on offense, listen, why can't we look at what teams are doing good? Like this is a copycat league. The Bears, how they handled Hurts outside of that one
Good night, Jessica.
defense, they need to be able to look at that. Don't just be stubborn and go, well, we are who we are. We do what we do. You got to figure out how to beat certain teams. Just like if we see Tom Brady, we got to figure out how to beat Tom Brady. And I think, like rushing Parsons from the edge every time may not be the best way. Maybe line them up, stand them up the middle. These quarterbacks like Tom Brady, you want to get pressure up the middle. Put your strong pass rushers up the middle.
Well, usually your best blockers are also on the sides as well too. So, and he's facing the best.
Like I would hope that they would put a game plan to beat a team. Not well, we do what we do. Like we're good at it, so we're going to do it. Well, that's how you lose. You need to be smart.
Showing that.
Yeah. So, But anyway, it's not as bad as what it seemed. We could score at will at times. With those two injuries, we didn't recover good from them. They were rolling Jacksonville. We got to stop in overtime, and it was a freak play. Noah Brown, I feel bad for the kid. He had a great game. That was probably his best game of his career, right up until the time where he
Tipped the ball up.
The nightmare.
didn't catch the ball, and then I'm not going to blame the third and fourth row on him. It's like I think we got to find a way to get Gallup in the game. You got to get him the ball. You got to get him the ball.
I'm mystified on that one, but see, I still go back to the whole thing of Jerry Jones and C.D. Lamb. I'm sorry, Amari Cooper.
Yeah. I was saying that earlier. Yep. This is what I was talking about in the big game. Who's going to get open? Amari will get open. Amari will get you a first down.
Now, I'm curious to see if we'll be using T.Y. Hilton some. I thought for sure that we were going to be playing Baker Mayfield fumbles, and they've recovered it. If we get T.Y. Hilton involved this week or not.
Yeah, I think, absolutely.
I think it'd be a smart move.
Halftime, they're going to talk about the injury. So.
Some reps in there.
The Hurts injury.
Is it going to be another Nick Foles story?
I would say this. They got better with Nick Foles. The Eagles are already rolling without him. With him. So
Angelica, just keep moving forward. All right, so we're going to turn off the negativity because this is Eagles week. I'm surprised that the Eagle fans have been, they're kind of quiet tonight. Maybe are they in shock about Hurts?
Now they're there.
There's a few, but not like you usually hear. Cowboys suck. We're going to stomp you in the ground, and Dak Prescott or Dink Mascot or whatever.
The injuries start sneaking up on everybody. Man.
Yeah. I've heard so many ones. It's not even funny. What about Washington? I want to see what all the hype is about with him.
Oh my God, it's funny. Dink Mascot.
We want to see what all the hype is about with him too.
Yeah.
It's all it's been is hype.
Mark, I think about Brady took Bledsoe's spot in New England while Romo took Bledsoe's spot in Washington. Just a fun fact. Yeah, it is kind of crazy. Zeppelin fan, what's up, man? Long time no see. Merry Christmas to you. Matthew Smith, unless the Cowboys make it in the NFC Championship game, I'm falling off the banana. I'm falling for the banana in the tailpipe. That was a no contact. Wait a minute. Trying to show love to all the channel members here, especially tonight. That was no contact fumble. He just dropped it. Steven, what about... Okay, yeah, we all want to see Washington.
That had to be tough for you rooting for Washington last night.
I really wasn't, because I was like, wait a minute.
No, he's already been playing the Commander song. And
I was kind of like,
I'm messing with it.
I wasn't rooting for Washington, and I really wasn't. I mean, it was kind of like one of those ones. It's like, if we can't win a game to get into the playoffs, then we don't deserve to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, I was like getting in on our own.
And it's like, Pizzle, of course, is partying and happy and it's kind of like,
yeah.
It's like,
He's on this Danny Dimes is great. I don't get that. He's decent, but
no problem, James. I appreciate you, buddy. James Snyder.
About it.
If I was them, I'd go hard after Lamar Jackson. That would make your team a little more explosive. But that's just me. Need a mobile quarterback behind that crappy O-line.
Yeah. I had somebody say one of my live streams recently, we should go for Lamar Jackson next year. He'll be a free agent. It's like, oh my God.
Nah. I don't like that.
I'm like, oh my God. Okay.
Oof.
Or the ones I love, and by all means, if somebody can come up with a grand scheme of figuring out how we could get better quarterback and stuff, by all means, no problem. But when I ask somebody, they never have an answer. Get rid of Dak. He sucks. For what?
Yeah. Well,
For what?
Oh.
That's all I want.
It's
For
always
what?
an unrealistic trade as well, too.
Just draft a guy.
I was listening to Mike McCarthy's press conference. I was telling Phil, obviously he watched the All 22 because he doubled down. He goes, I watched the film. I want Dak to do what he did yesterday because he saw the field great, and I don't want him to be gun shy. Going forward, I want him to throw the ball. So whatever they saw, they like. Dak had a good game, man. This is a year. I'm not making excuses for his interceptions, but I'm telling you, most of them weren't his fault. They just weren't. If you look at you know, balls that are tipped by the receivers, I mean, he's had at least 4 or 5 of those alone.
If our team was scoring like 15 points or something like that, I'd say, yeah, okay, you're right. We need to change quarterback, so the offense is not working. You're scoring 34 points and losing.
I mean,
The fuck?
I was frustrated with the loss, but I'm not going to get ridiculous about what happened.
Yeah.
It's not Dak Prescott's fault. I'm a little taken back why we have Pollard in on certain situations. Why not just leave Zeke in?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Zeke actually
minor
was
stuff,
having the better run game yesterday. He averaged like 4 yards a carry. Tony was like 3.1.
Yeah, but Zeke, for the most part, unless somebody blows him up in the backfield, I don't care who you are.
He's going to
he'll
fall
get
ahead for
you
at least
that
2
yard.
yards.
Yeah, I mean, he'll get you at least a yard or two. So
10-6. Congratulations, Mark, on the clinch. Oh, thank you. We're about to be Philly back up by 30.
nah, let's not get carried away, people. That's not. It's still going to be a close game.
What I hope is that they come out.
Minshew's a starter.
Minshew's good too. Yeah, he's
I hope they come out now that focused in on this game, and they do come out and kick some ass.
Well, I made a comment last week on one of your lives. I said,
Have a good one, Michael Scroggins. You made a comment.
I told you. I said, not for nothing, but they could lose 3 out of the last 4.
Mm-hmm.
I said, and that would be a limping into the playoff. I said, if it's locked up, and I'm not trying to. I'm hoping that don't happen, but I think, but we lost yesterday. With Hurts, let's face it, that could have easily been a loss.
Mm-hmm.
Now we'll see. Hopefully we can win the game. I think Tennessee is more of an even game than I was real worried about the Jacksonville game and Tennessee game.
Yeah.
I think Tennessee doesn't look that great right now.
Mm-hmm.
Tannehill is not playing well, right? Or is he not even healthy?
A lot of injuries.
Yeah. So
there's a lot of injuries.
We'll see. I think the Washington game we can't expect much from, but I think we're going to try and win tomorrow and in Tennessee.
I want us to win because there's only been 3 quarterbacks of the Eagles that have actually swept the Cowboys in their history. And the last one being Michael Vick in 2011. I'd like to keep that at least. I do not want to hear that the Eagles beat us with their backup quarterback. You know what I mean? Now, the grand scheme of things at this point, at the grand scheme of things, though, at this point, what the Cowboys need to be focused on is being ready. What is it, the 15th of January for playoffs?
That's
being as healthy as possible. If it's Micah Parsons needs to sit out a couple games to heal up with these things, then so be it. Or anybody. But we need to be healthy in the playoff spot.
Well, I mean, there's just some things you're not going to be able to come away with. I mean, your second and third corners are out. I mean, as much as you want to point out different things, that's the truth. If
you have your offensive line healthy, you have your running backs healthy and stuff, if you have Micah Parsons able to play like he was playing the first half of the season,
if you're healthy tight end.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You need to rest some people. So that changes that approach. It's like,
you're getting Hankins back potentially for the playoffs. It's huge because you saw.
He's huge.
There's a lot of
That's
people
just
that need
what
to come
goes
back.
into the whole.
Right.
I'm not gonna let this die.
Nice run
Uh,
back. Oh shit! There's a flag.
I mean, I see that.
Okay.
Oh,
when we
multiple.
lost Ridgeway, he's playing. He's in the rotation in Washington. It's like, why would we expose a young kid like that? I don't know about you,
He
but
stepped out of
Watkins
bounds.
makes very little plays. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I just don't, we're in this youth phase, and yet, I feel like I would like to have kept the guy because now we need a run stopper. Isn't that weird? We're
Yeah.
suffering some injuries.
Um.
So,
But getting ready for playoffs, it actually we may this is going to sound crazy,
may have been a blessing.
but where we are, no, it's honestly where we're sitting here right now is actually a good spot because it's next to impossible to lose where we are in the playoff position. The Giants, we own the tiebreaker with the Giants, right? They're 8-5-1 or 8-6-1, whatever it is. We can't lose a spot to them. They're not taking our spot. Washington's not going to take our spot. So we're hitting 5. The chances of us getting the Eagles, there's a chance. There's a better chance of us getting the Eagles than us falling further behind. In which case, the rest of the season doesn't mean anything. As opposed to if you're Washington, you're fighting out to try and hold on to spot. You've got to play balls to the wall to try and get there. If you're the Lions, if you're Seattle, you've got to play out and trying to get into the dance. The Cowboys at least have an opportunity to say, we're not moving up. We're not moving down. We can practice. We can take these games as practice. We can try some things. We can rest some people. We can get some people coached up. We can let people heal.
Yeah.
And be ready for the playoffs because we're not affecting our seeding whether we win or lose. Whether we have 11 wins or 13 wins, we're still going to be the 5th seed. Right?
I agree. Yeah.
So that's actually a little bit of an advantage for us to say nobody gives a fuck if we win or lose on this one as far as inside the building. It's about being ready that first playoff game to take on Tampa Bay.
Well, that's what ends up taking over, which is why your final record doesn't really indicate, but it is what it is. I'd like for us to play this week in Tennessee, and we'll worry about the rest of that against Washington. Play your backups and your young people that you want to see for the playoff. So I almost had what I wanted. Eagles almost blew it, and Dallas almost won.
All right, and you know what? Here I'm going to say something that let's put this in perspective. We're 10-4 right now, and we had our backup quarterback have to play for 5 games. We could be 6-8 right now.
6-8.
We could be 6-8.
7, 6-8, yeah.
And if you go by what the experts were saying for us for the season,
oh yeah,
most of them said we wouldn't win 10 games for the season.
You ain't making the playoffs.
If we get so many games, we can make the wild card. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that.
Right? So here it is. We lost our tackle. We lost our quarterback. And here it is. We still have one of the better records in football.
I'm like, yeah.
So
be happy.
Yeah. In the toughest division in football. You've got 4 teams from our division in the playoffs right now if it started today. And we got 10 wins in that division.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Okay? And we've only lost 1 game in our division.
I thought everybody was crazy when I was saying there was 3. Earlier in the season, I said there's a possibility of 3 of these teams.
I don't want to see Washington or the Giants. I want to see. I
don't mind it just because of their draft picks won't be as good.
I'm just looking at who can beat
the bigger picture.
The Eagles in that first round. Yeah, who could shock them?
But I mean, compared to who? I mean, who else would sneak in? One of the Saints or something? Yeah, we don't want those. Other than a division team that could come in and beat them, I guess.
You would think that we'd want to be playing our division since Dak has kind of owned our division.
Yeah,
You know?
but I'm looking at. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, if you're asking, would I rather pay the Giants or San Francisco?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That, but
Okay.
that's different seeding. I'm talking about the bottom of the seeding. San
Yeah, because
Fran's
they're gonna
going
be
to be
playing.
like
San Francisco
number
gonna be playing one
three,
of those
probably or
guys.
two.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, it's going to be what it's going to be.
Anyways, I'm gonna sneak out as well. Halftime now. So
Mm-hmm.
good luck, Mark. I appreciate
All
you
right.
letting me come on.
Yeah, I may not be on here late tonight. I'll probably stay till about 10 o'clock or so, or at least get the latest word on that. But I appreciate you coming in. Great show tonight, as always. I started watching it while I was in the workshop. Brian, you are delivering all the stuff that I am actually building out here in Santa's workshop. Actually, I thought about it. Santa Claus actually runs a sweatshop. Santa Claus don't do no damn work. It's all the damn elves, man. Santa Claus is the man. I'm working for the damn man up in here.
Yeah, right.
Okay. But we appreciate you, Prime Time, man.
I appreciate
you guys are going to be on Friday night instead of
Friday.
Saturday.
Yeah, we're gonna be Friday night.
All right.
So,
Friday
I
night
will catch
lights.
you guys
It'll be
later.
our Christmas show. All right,
Yep.
Phil.
All right, peace, guys.
Matthew Smith says the Eagles game is meaningless to us Cowboys going to play for pride because winning the NFC East is out of reach because we lost to the
Nothing's
Jags.
meaningless. Nothing's meaningless, especially after last year when the Eagles rested their guys or whatever they did. They didn't have their starters in. Not that it helped because they got smoked in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to go in and get a win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dallas needs to play the game to win, especially after how they let it slip away yesterday. So it's meaningless. If nothing else, you got to prove that you can move the ball against that defense. The Eagles' defense is playing real well. So I don't care if Hurts is there or not.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be able to put points up against that defense. Are you going to be able to do it? Are you going to be able to run the ball against that defense? These are things that you need to figure out. I think it's a very important game. I think it's going to be a close game. I think if Hurts plays, we could get blown out. There's a potential. Do I think, I'm just being honest. If Hurts don't play, I think it's going to be a close game still.
Yeah.
That's just how I see it,
See, and this was
in the playoffs,
and the Jags pick off Dak Prescott for the touchdown and the win.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
That was that defense right there. I mean, there was just nothing. I mean, it hit
John
him
Machado,
right in
Cowboys wide receiver Michael Gallup had only one catch versus the Jaguar. He only had two.
He did have a catch? Okay.
He did. It was for 2 yards. He had only 2 catches the week before the Texans. Kellen Moore, I got to do a better job getting Michael going. That's on me. Just getting him more opportunities. I've heard him say that's on me. I've got to do a better job.
No,
yeah, you do.
That's because he's covering for the quarterback or whoever. Dak's got to, I understand you want to run the offense, but you need to get your guys in. If you can get your guys involved, like your big guys, you want to get the Pollard going a little bit. You want to get Zeke in the game. You want to get CD, and you want to get Gallup. Everybody else can fill in like around it. I missed all of this. This is crazy.
Want to know why the Cowboys need help at wide receiver? This is by Clarence Hill. Check out James Washington and Michael Gallup's stat line from Sunday and Noah Brown's overtime drop tip. Pick
Washington
6.
Even play?
He did. He had 4 snaps.
It's a waste of time.
Dallas isn't going anywhere if Michael Gallup keeps putting up no-shows. Somebody other than CeeDee Lamb has to make plays in the passing game. I have to agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Jerry Jones in 2018. I would write an embarrassing size check to win another Super Bowl. Jerry Jones in 2022. Trades Amari Cooper so he doesn't have to pay him $20 million a season. Pays Michael Gallup $11.5 million a season off an ACL so he can save money on the deal. Hard to argue with that one.
Yeah.
I love this. Cowboys starting receivers yesterday. CeeDee Lamb, no problems here. Michael Gallup, here and below have not been good enough. Michael Gallup, Noah Brown, James Washington. Which is kind of the truth. It's kind of true. I hate killing my Cowboys. I hate doing this. It hurts, man. It's painful.
It is. It is.
Brian Brodus said 10 hours ago, Lamb drew triple coverage on the play. Maybe Gallup was on the drag. All verticals are tough. They were late to adjust to the twist that caused them problems.
Yep.
But again, that was one that I would not have gone for the deep route. I'm sorry. I'm running the ball, making them burn the timeout. Just them. Maybe it's because I'm old, but I'm trying to live to fight another day.
Yeah.
Mark, you're cursed. You need to get a new owner.
Like I was telling Phil, yeah, that's the playbook, but I don't have a problem with them throwing the ball. I just have a problem with the 50-50 ball to the sideline. That's the problem I have.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and I only say that because we couldn't stop anybody.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, every time Jacksonville got the ball, they were getting chunks of yards.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have a problem. I think you need to look for a check down. Supposedly the D end covered the check down. Okay, so like you need to have. I brought this up a couple weeks ago. Sometimes I think that their routes, the combinations are not really good in any given play. Like they literally had 4 vertical routes on that play. Like, why are we doing that? There's nothing coming over the middle. No, I mean, I don't know, man. I just think that they should have had a check down. If it wasn't there, Dak should have ran the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Tucked it, and you just can't throw a 50-50 ball. I don't mind throwing a slant to a guy or throw it up the seam to a tight end or check down. But I just didn't like that particular throw.
I have to listen to this. This is what David Helmsman's reason for the Cow. Yeah, Helmsman, yeah.
I mean, he is the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. That's what happens. Shockingly, I don't put it all on Dak. It's the same thing I keep saying. Yes, Dak has a hand in this. There's culpability. Again, I said it in that clip. We did a good job with that, by the way. That was prophetic. It was this very similar situation. He throws 2. One is very much his fault, and the other is not. Early in the game, you mentioned it. You can't press and throw picks like that in the shadow of your own goalpost. It set the stage for the Jags to begin their comeback. The one that everybody's talking about and dissecting and dunking on that happened in overtime,
it's not him.
It's a perfectly placed ball on a crossing route that hits Noah Brown right on his shoulder pads that would have picked up a 3rd down and given the Cowboys a chance to keep marching and win the game. And it bounces right into Buddy's hand. It's absolutely mind-numbing. No, I don't put this all on Dak Prescott. How about 500 yards of offense allowed by the Dallas defense? About 192 rushing yards. They lose Leighton Vander Esch early in this game. Never looked good against the run after that. Remember, as long as I'm being prophetic, remember when I mentioned what really scared me about the Cowboys, their cornerback situation?
Yeah.
Calvin Joseph got picked on in this game. Zay Jones, you see that double move? Put him in a spin cycle. That there's so many things you can get into. I don't want to talk for this entire segment, so I won't do it. The Cowboys, from the top down, melted down. And yes, Dak Prescott was a part of that, but I think it's a little disingenuous to say it's all his fault.
Joy, where you at?
There you go. I have to agree with him. That's a level-headed Cowboy fan writer.
Yeah.
But you know what I've noticed? Last week and so far this week, Shady McCoy hasn't been on Speak.
Yeah, because he's a punk ass.
I wonder if they kind of realize, okay, he's too much of a damn homer.
Yeah,
he's just a freaking nut. Definitely Cowboys will have an early exit. I'm so sick of hearing the hate talk. Mickey Gonzalez.
I don't think we're going to have an early exit this year, people. I honestly think we're in for a pleasant surprise. I don't know how far we're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only reason why I was pushing hard for the bye, Mark. We've only have 3 road playoff wins in over 40 years.
Well,
I think it was 46 years. I think that's the number. But It was over 40. Maybe it was 42.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, in the 90s, we really didn't have to go on the road.
No, because we were, yeah.
So that's all I was saying. Just the numbers, getting the bye, being able to play at home. Now, our team,
Travels usually,
different.
most time,
Yeah,
usually travels well.
exactly. Yeah, well, we've traveled good yesterday. We just had a couple injuries, and in the second half, we could not get out of our own way, and we couldn't stop them.
Well, here's the cure. Here's the cure. You got Tyron Smith back. Okay. You get him on that right side with Zach Martin, and we need to be able to run the football. Flat out. If we can run the football, we can control the clock, and we can keep our defense from having to be out there all damn day and get tired. Run the football.
Yeah,
because if we can run the football, then they're going to put 8 men in the box, and we start play actioning. We start getting, little easy throws with Dak Prescott out in space. We can't sit here and line up 4 wide outs and try and just go. We don't have the race cars. That's the cure.
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
So, whatever we got to do to get the running game going, and we've got 2 backs that are capable. That are, I think Zeke
like
is
how
healthy.
We started off running the ball yesterday. It's certain formations. I don't know if Dak has to check out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't.
We definitely
know,
need Jake Ferguson back.
Yeah, that would help. That would help. So, and he'll be back most likely this week.
Yeah.
So, with the whole everybody's here's the game.
I hate to. I'm not sure how to pronounce Janial. Anything less than a Super Bowl win is a disappointment.
No,
I don't understand how it is people think that we are entitled and we're supposed to win the Super Bowl every year.
I want to win.
I do too. But to say it's a disappointment, no.
I mean,
it's the first time back to back. Oh, hold it, back to back. Playoff teams. We ain't had that shit in forever,
right? And we play the Chiefs and we lose a shootout. Are we going to be that upset? Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but it's been so long since our team was the representative in the Super Bowl. That would be great. It really would.
Listen, we're the third youngest team in the NFL.
If we make it to the Super Bowl, Stu ain't letting us lose. So
you're right
let's
about
just
that.
get there. So.
Well, this is the feeling we had after the Green Bay Packers game.
Yeah.
And the next week we end up destroying Minnesota. So let's hope that that's the way it is.
This team doesn't like success, though. It doesn't handle success well. We enjoy.
I think it goes to their head. They start reading the headlines. Yeah, we them boys. Remember that,
Hot
Shit.
boys.
We going to the Super Bowl, man. We good. And then you get bitch slapped.
Like Micah did say, everything is quick, and they're stretching the Dallas defense to the edges because we just want to attack all the time. It's really going to be interesting to see what Dan Quinn can come up with because this is a copycat league. Eagles do the stretch, and then Eagles are good enough to run right at you too, though. So it'll be interesting.
So do we keep Kellen Joseph starting this week? It's not like we have too many options.
I don't. I guess you start him, but it's just he hasn't showed me anything. Nashawn Wright didn't do well either. They ended up putting McQuamu in it at corner. He played corner.
Here's your problem. Every one of those guys are babies. There's no experience there. We are such a young team, which is great for the future. They're getting experience, but there's no experience there. They're young guys. There's no veterans.
Bland. He had another good game yesterday.
He did.
Rookie, best rounder. He didn't go to the combine. Wasn't invited to the combine. The hell of a grab by Will McClay.
Well, him and Hendershot too.
Yeah. Well, Hendershot had some talent, but it was the off the field. That's why you got to do your due diligence and really check like what was going on with the kid and It was more immaturity than anything major off the field.
DT says, Mark, do these current NFL fans understand how we got here? How in '95, when the Cowboys voted to have the salary cap with the rest of the NFL, they voted against themselves and voted for the comp we have? Well,
Yeah.
that's true.
Well, it is true. There was a lot of pressure on Dallas. They basically had to vote that way for just like the whole licensing deal.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry fought with them. Why should I? Like the revenue share. I mean, I understand that. Think about it. Dallas is far and away the most selling us. They sell the most merch out of any team by a long
Oh, well,
shot.
remember when they started it, when he put the swoop on the Texas
Yes,
Stadium,
yes.
and all the owners are like, "What are you doing? You can't do that. What the hell?
Think
You're doing
about
your
that,
own
people.
deals." That was the
Yeah,
shit that opened up the floodgates for money because the small market teams are like, "Wait a minute, what's up with
but
that?"
but
But
what
the
Jerry
revenue
couldn't
share,
understand was why is it an equal revenue share when I'm?
the
It
one that's
would be
making all the
like
money.
you and whoever else, you and me. We're you do all these views for YouTube. I don't get. Me and Phil, we're just getting started. It's not fair for us to have the same in the
Mm-hmm.
in the end type of deal. You know what I mean? It's like Jerry's like, I sell 10 times more
Right.
than the Cincinnati
Then
Bengals. Why are they getting an equal share to what I'm getting? It's an interesting, but yeah, you're right. It was Dallas. I don't know if you remember. There was a time where like the Home Shopping Network was big for the NFL.
yeah.
I remember watching it. And Dallas stuff was never really on there in mass because they did not allow their stuff because they had to deal with Nike. Remember? And you know, you can't blame them, but I do get frustrated because, like I was telling Phil, we were talking about, you know, Dallas just wants to stay relevant. Like look at last year. The Rams go all in, they win a Super Bowl. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I understand they're having a bad year, but their quarterback got hurt.
Yeah.
The Eagles go all in.
Mm-hmm.
Look at their record.
Mm-hmm.
They are in line. I'm not saying they're going to the Super Bowl, but as of now, they are the favorite to come out of the NFC.
Ronald
So
Davis. Ronald, I tell you what, email me so I can get to know you before you come over. Okay. But email me, cowboysmark94 Gmail. Okay. And that should be okay.
So, yeah, it is what it is.
But for a team that went bargain basement shopping to have 10 wins,
No, it's good. But that's what I was saying. Yeah, that's the only thing that frustrates me. It seems like Dallas, they want to be relevant through the holiday. At least get to Christmas. So they get, 'cause, they're just sell an inordinate amount of stuff. And then they fizzle out every year, it seems like. And
yeah.
that's why I was telling you,
And that's my fear is like all of a sudden I feel like last year is creeping right back in.
yeah, they're fizzling out, they're getting injuries, and then people are gonna use that as an excuse. Everybody has injuries. You gotta find a way to get it done.
Kathy Stan says Jerry did all that at the time because nobody was going to the games. My husband and I used to travel 30 minutes and rent a hotel room to watch the Cowboys.
Yeah, yeah, she's right there. She's definitely right there.
If Cowboys play like they did against the Jags, we're not beating anybody in the playoffs.
Um, well, yeah, I understand. I mean, yeah, they lost two starters on defense. They're already thin, and they didn't recover fast enough. In
Yeah.
saying that, they
Hmm.
still you got to stop in the overtime. And there was a freak, Noah Brown, didn't catch the ball. The ball
Hmm.
pops up, and the D back happened to be right there. I mean, one of those things.
It definitely was one of those things.
Holding, bring it back.
Christian Watkins.
You just see where they cut Sammy Watkins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm surprised people didn't say we should go get that guy.
Shot.
Interesting. I hadn't seen this shot. On the first interception,
His arm was hit.
his arm was hit.
Yeah, I told you that. Yeah, that's because you said, well, the first one was his fault. No, it wasn't. Jason Peters.
It's hard. Okay, I'm going to say this. It's hard to actually watch the game fully and watch these four screens in front of me and carry out a conversation.
Yeah.
And catch Michael Anthony melting down, too.
Yeah, no. That was Jason Peters, who did not do a good job and allowed the pressure into Dak where his arm was hit.
You know
That's why the ball
what
floated.
happens?
I didn't notice it at first either.
You know immediately what happens when there's a Dak Prescott interception. I go through. All right. Dak has played like ass today.
What the hell, Dak? Put Cooper in the game. Put Cooper in the game. Put Cooper in the game.
Wow, man.
You gonna play like ass, Dak? Put Cooper in the game.
Okay.
This is the last time you were
Put Cooper in the game. God,
Yeah.
what was that,
This is the last time
What was
you
that?
were sub.
What was that?
Alcohol's a hell of a drug.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
No, Mike had a little bit to drink that game too, and he was just
really?
like, "What the hell was that?" Oh shit!
Hey, the one dude, he can't come over for a while.
Which do?
Big guy, number 21. He wears a Zeke.
Oh, okay.
He almost looks like he wears a Zeke cutoff.
Okay. Put Cooper Rush in the game, but yeah.
He's wearing the cutoff.
Oh boy, we're gonna be okay. All right, so Dak's arm was hit on the first interception, and the second interception was tipped up.
Yeah, and that's happened a lot. I'm not trying to make excuses for that because I hammered him after the first game of the year. I was not happy with how he came out and played. But that being said, at least half of his interceptions were exactly like that. I like to go back and look how many balls went through the receiver's hands that were intercepted.
But as you go through with like Twitter and stuff, you see, NFL on CBS, Dak Prescott has 9 interceptions since week 10. Nobody else has more than 5, okay? You just constantly see all of these numbers in here, and if you don't really watch the game and things like that, just like Chris Berman, Dak Prescott pick 6 ends the game with a win for the Jaguars. You're just being kind of led on there and said, the guy tipped the ball up. It wasn't on the quarterback, but he's the one that gets, and then you see Skip Bayless, Dak Prescott cannot be trusted, as you go through it.
He's an idiot.
Dak Prescott 2021, 10 interceptions in 16 games, 2022, 11 interceptions in 9 games. So you're getting this whole narrative out here that, he's just playing the worst, quarterback play in the NFL right now. Oh, well.
Oof.
It's going to be what it's going to be.
It is. But
So-
I'm not. I have a sense of encouragement, after I heard the injury status, and I think we're going to be good, man. I think, like I told you before, it's all about how healthy are we going in and how are we playing. We just need to not let that happen again, where we're going to allow teams to just go up and down the field. We can't do that. So football's a team game. It can't just be the same guys every week getting the job done. This team is good when you have, like the backup D end or Armstrong doing something.
Da-da-dunt, da-da-dunt.
Uh-oh.
No, this is actually me. Dan Quinn said there will be competition during practice this week for the other starting outside corner spot opposite of Diggs. Kevin Joseph and Nashawn Wright were most likely, but have been added. Marquise Alexander, Kendall Sheriff, and Trayvon Mullen.
Yeah.
So basically,
Mullen, I'm not too high on, but Mackenzie Alexander is a good slot guy. We'll see. We shall see.
So the question is, have the last couple of weeks slowed the steam down on Dan Quinn being head coach again? Because now, here's what
can only hope.
here's the first thing that I heard yesterday, which was kind of like, okay, here we go. First shots fired wasn't Dan Quinn the coach of the Atlanta Falcons when they gave up the big lead in the Super Bowl?
Uh-huh.
And it's like now all of a sudden you get in these 2 weeks that people are going to be saying,
Did you hear what Goodell said today?
Mark, the coordinators had a conference. Talk to later. You going to talk to me later on that there? Mark, the coordinators had a conference. Talk to later. Okay.
Yeah, well, did you see Goodell's the NFL put out numbers of how much they're paying for coaches that aren't coaching anymore?
Oh, $900 million.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of that went to John Gruden right there.
They're basically saying,
we need a salary cap on coaches.
Slow down the turnover, like hiring, and firing.
Mm-hmm.
They want to see more coaches like the one in Pittsburgh.
Wait, hold on. Hesley Hay. I can't pronounce. Forgive me for mispronouncing that. Hey, Mark, I'm an Eagles fan. Would you mind if I watch the game with you guys this weekend? Do I want to do that?
At his house or
at my house? An Eagle fan at my house? I don't know. I tell you what.
When's he coming?
Well, I don't think I can do that one. I don't think I can do it. Email me cowboysmark94@gmail.com and we'll talk about it. How about that?
Yeah, Lord Brunson's grandmother just passed away. So.
Oh, did she? Oh man.
Yeah, I like to send.
I'm sorry about that, man. Oh man.
Even though we don't agree with football and you root for the enemy, this is not, you don't ever want to see that happen, let alone this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to him and his family.
Well, on a different note, here's an interesting thing that kind of came out, I think, on Friday after the owners meeting, as the clock is ticking right now on what's going to happen with Sunday Ticket. We know it's not going to be on DirecTV, and apparently Apple TV has decided, no, we're not getting into this. They're like, what is there really there for us? It's not part of their brand, so to speak.
YouTube or Amazon, eh?
Yes. Between the two of them, and apparently ESPN does not have the funds to do battle between those two.
Yeah, it's all going to Skip Bayless.
Well, no, you mean
that's Fox.
No, Fox.
I mean, it's all going to Stephen A.
Smith.
Yeah.
But Stephen A. Smith would be only a drop in the bucket for what they've got to pay for this.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about when Apple had a $3 billion number in there, and so they bailed out. I don't think the number went down between Amazon and YouTube. But, Amazon has kind of gotten a lot of flack because, a lot of people, if you don't have good Wi-Fi, you might not be able to really see this thing very good. It freezes up.
Yeah, but YouTube is the same way. It's still streaming. So.
Well, true. I mean, for me, I'm like, put it on Google. I mean, Google gets it. Put it on, YouTube. I'm okay with that. Because that might actually help for our channel. Because you talk about the Cowboys and the Cowboy games on YouTube, that it'll be related.
It's in their best interest to promote your stuff.
Yeah. But I would rather see that than having to have the damn satellite dish. I hate this satellite dish. Hate paying for DirecTV.
It won't be on DirecTV. That's over. So
Ronald Davis, Mark is Mark.
I think the Amazon. I mean, I never have a problem, but I'm not. If I have a problem with Amazon, I have a problem with YouTube. It's all streaming.
Yeah. And again, that's why I hate DirecTV, because I'm not doing DirecTV's internet. My Verizon internet, basically, man, I've got full speed and pay extra money for it. So I've got no problem streaming.
It has to do with. See, I don't have FiOS or fiber. So it all has to do with the lines out on the pole. That's I have a high speed internet from, because we have the office in the other room, and my wife, needs it. But doesn't really matter. It all comes down to what's out on the pole. We're paying for extra, but but anyway, Green Bay is looking strong tonight.
Yeah. The Rams are definitely not in their element. They're a warm weather team playing in 15-degree weather, But, even so, Green Bay's not exactly blowing them out. I mean, it's 17-6. But then again, who knows? Oh, boy.
You out of here? 10:05.
See what the Rams do on this drive, and then I probably will.
Okay.
So looking at next year, how many teams, it's going to be amazing. Where are all these quarterbacks going to come from that are needed?
What do you mean?
Think about how many teams are going to be looking for a quarterback next year. Think about how many teams that went and got a quarterback last year that need to get a quarterback, say, let's ride.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be curious to see. Now, the Raiders supposedly have money problems, so they can't afford to go out. They're going to be stuck with Carr or have to go young. I'm just looking at teams, Denver's stuck with Russell.
With Russell Wilson, yeah.
Yeah. You got Seattle. You got to say Geno. He's not good. He's going to be the guy.
Holmes
He's
won.
having a great year. Arizona, Kyler. He ain't going nowhere. Just signed a new deal. You got Tampa. I mean, they're going to be in the market. I don't see.
Yeah, Bones won. I got your email on the prize. It'll be going out tomorrow, there, buddy. Shout out to you. You were a winner chicken dinner yesterday.
Yeah, Carolina Cowboy. I don't know. Mark said he was only in for 4 snaps.
That's what it said, according to the breakdown.
It was tough for me too, Mark, because I was at Buffalo Wild Wings, sitting in the big room with all the TVs. They didn't even have the sound up, so it was kind of hard for me to really see every little thing. So I didn't even think of James Washington, So I'm not sure why he's only in for 4 plays.
Wait, Antonio McClary. Mark, how are you, brother? I'm good. You said I need to do what I needed to do to get a shot glass. What you do is go to the community tab on my channel. Community tab in there. It's probably about 10 postings down in there, but it'll say link for channel members, because only channel members can see that. It'll be the link for our Thrive site, which you go through there, you click on that, it'll sign you up as a member, and make sure you get a Christmas card, via email, and you'll get a birthday greeting, and we'll be able to send you your shot glass and stuff. And if you're somebody like Kathy Stans and we're worried that something happened to you, like a tornado going through, we can actually get in contact with you to make sure you're okay. Right, Kathy? So that's what you do. Go to the community tab. There's a link there, a post for members only, that will get you to our membership site. So shout out to you becoming a channel member. Appreciate you, bro. Mark has excuses started yet from the Eagles. Ooh, they're kind of quiet right now. They're kind of quiet right now.
It's one of those deals. I don't even want to play them at this point, man. I wish we were done with them. I really do. See you in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, we'll see. They're a tough team. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you.
The Dallas Cowboys get really scared of big moments and bamboozle their fans. Jeff Lee, I am a channel member. Shout out to Jeff Lee. Damn, Minshew might throw for 400 yards on us.
Sarnes, I got you, Kathy.
It was bound to happen to Jalen with all the running he does.
The lucky was only that. You can't get lucky. The way he went down, that could have easily have been a clapper. Easily.
Mm-hmm.
And then guess what? It's a wrap. He went down real hard. Those squats had no bearing on that yesterday. And I got news for you. Once you realize that you're hurt, they're going to go after it.
Oh, yeah.
You're
Kind
gonna
of
have a
like when
bullseye on
Romo
that
had his
shoulder.
ribs hurt. You know, you had, was it D'Angelo Hall? We're going to have ribs for dinner tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
The NFL is brutal when it comes to that. Nobody's rooting for injury, but if you already have an injury,
Oh, they're going to go for it.
they're going to go for it. You know.
Tyler Heineke is trending.
Yeah,
Eyebrows.
Eyebrows. Well, that's because they didn't guarantee him to start this week.
No, he's at the Caps game tonight. Okay.
They still hasn't. You might see
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz. Wouldn't that be fun? You get to play Wentz in the last game of the year. Eyebrows. I was in and out of it last night. I was in bed early, and I had you on the tube. You were like eyebrows. You were getting tired.
I think if the Packers score here, it's over.
Oof.
And they got the first down.
Yeah, that was Aaron Jones. That was a good run. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Eagles, Jalen Hurts has shoulder injury. Hurts sprained his shoulder, and Eagles win over Bears on Sunday. If he's missing the game, it's got to be.
Pretty bad.
Don't you think?
I would think so.
I mean, if you're missing a game that you haven't wrapped up nothing yet.
Mm-hmm.
Or was he afraid? No.
That was my first take.
You went to Dodge. He's like, I got a sore shoulder. I don't want Michael Parsons taking me out. Commanders sticking with Heineke for now. Rivera's to consider Carson Wentz if team doesn't get back on track. Maybe they think
Carson Wentz can be the Nick Foles.
Or maybe they think Eyebrows plays better.
Dude, wide open. I would love to see guys that wide open for our team.
Yeah, isn't that funny? Isn't that?
Look at that. Wide. Look, not within 5 yards. Not within 5 yards of him is anybody. Yeah, the Packers go 24-6 here. Talk about going from first to worst, man. Has there been a Super Bowl team that has gone this bad the next year?
I don't know. You think Wagner is rethinking his choice or what?
Oh, shit.
Well, he's playing home. He don't care. He got
the
money. Bobby got a Super Bowl.
Philadelphia says breaking news: Eagles will rest 40% of starters next week for the Cowboys. Y'all playing our backups. Okay. Howie doesn't want to pay MVP numbers. There you go. That could be. Eagles backup is better than Dak. Okay.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones,
If
touchdown.
we're gonna start getting these typed, I'm out. Turning
Yeah.
out the lights. Brian's
I
out.
think it's time to. This game is
I don't need to
over.
I don't need to hear
I've
this shit.
done above and beyond our regular show. Let me say shout out to Game Time Brian and Prime Time as well for their show. You guys do a great job there. Like I said, I loved hearing your story about going to Buffalo Wild Wings there, man.
Yeah, man. Listen, I had to do the walk of shame. It was rough. But
With the Cowboys, until the gun has gone off, you can't celebrate. You just
I didn't
can't.
celebrate. The dude was in my face all day.
Mm-hmm.
I finally, it's a wrap. And I was done doing this. And I sat down and I looked at the clock. I'm like, I hope that didn't jinx me.
Can't do it with the
I was
Cowboys.
getting serenaded out of that place, man. It was fun, but it wasn't fun, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Kathy, you're 100% right. The Rams suck. Well, we're going to go ahead and call it a night. So it's time to get your shot glass ready. And for all the new channel members, when you get your shot glass, or if you ordered some Joe Boo merch and stuff, your Joe Bardies and things, send me a picture with your stuff because I'd like to see what you guys look like. As always, I appreciate you. There. Appreciate you guys. I will see you soon.
party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year.